welcome back to another episode of the Association Spotlight Series. Today we're joined at Autism Services Center here in Huntington, West Virginia. We have Emily and we have John Taylor, and thank you guys so much for joining us to chat a little bit. And
You're welcome.
If you want to just give us a little bit about yourself, Emily, and tell us a little bit about your background, that'd be great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I started here at Autism Services Center back in January of 2008.
Oh, wow.
I'm coming up on 15 years
Wow, congrats.
here. At the time I was in college at Marshall. I had previously in high school, there was a thing called peer tutoring, where you were helping, individuals in a high school setting that had special needs. I had kind of gotten a taste of that and done a little bit of that in high school. So I kind of had a little bit of experience, and I kind of heard some chatter around the town that, well, there's agencies, there's this agency ASC, and you are helping these individuals, after they graduated into their adulthood. So that was just wonderful. I came and applied and was still in college, and 15 years later, I'm still here.
There you go. That's great. So how did your relationship with John start? When did you start working with him?
John and I met in 2009. Yes, 2009. And then I spent about 10 years with him before I moved into a slightly different position that I've been in for the past 3 years. So I've known him for quite a while, but we met in 2009.
Oh, that's great. John, what are some of the things you like most about
staff?
Yeah, your staff. What are some of the things you like most about working with your staff?
Volunteering at church. Spend some sporting events and vacations.
Oh, wow. Those are all great things. That's a lot of fun. So you and Emily have been together for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are good buds, huh?
Good buds.
Oh, absolutely. So John, what are some things that, I know you just said what you like to do for fun, some vacations. I also understand that you have a DJ shift.
Yeah, I'm a DJ WMO Wednesdays at noon.
Oh, that's great. And you've been doing that for a long time, I understand.
Yes.
And you really like it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So how have you seen, Emily, your all's relationship kind of blossom over the years, and some great things that have kind of come from your working relationship with John and just in other ASC clients as well?
Yeah, well, throughout the years and as long as I've been here, it gives you a great opportunity to see them learn and grow. And essentially, us as staff, we are learning and growing with them as well.
Right.
So it's very, very fulfilling. You get to see them try new things, achieve new goals, set new dreams for themselves. So it's very fulfilling that you are assisting them, helping them learn. When they do learn and things progress, you get to have a bird's eye view of that, of the progression and, of their success. Yeah,
absolutely. So, and a lot of folks may look at, these things, direct care and things like that as just a job, and it's so much more, it seems. With these people become, in a lot of ways, part of your family, your clients, and the friendships over a long time. Have you noticed that about yourself, where you look at it as work, but also it's a little bit different?
Oh, absolutely. And once you're here with a client for a little while, you really, really get to know each other.
Yeah.
It's like family, and good days, bad days, all the things that happen to everyone, us as human beings in between, you kind of share that with them, and they share it with you, and you just share a lot of interpersonal experiences.
Absolutely. So kind of touch on that a little bit more. With direct care work staff here, we have the workforce shortage is dire at the point, and it has been for a while. It's been critical. What are some things that you see on your end from the staff perspective of how this is affecting the guys and the ladies, of course, in the houses, all the clients of ASC? How is that affecting, with everyone short on staff, and what kind of things happen from that? And it's pretty serious.
Yeah, well, we are presently in a serious shortage. Going back to 10 years ago, we may not be in the situation we are now. But a lot of the clients, they're very routine. Yep. They're very scheduled. They have things that they like to do. John, absolutely being one of those, that he likes to go to his events. He likes to take vacations. He likes to take things like that. So when you get into a situation where you're short-staffed and the clients are unable to to kind of follow the schedule that they're used to following and going to the events that they're used to going to, you get a lot of anxiety with the clients. You get a lot of disappointment, just being upset in general that they're not able to go and, fulfill their wants and desires and get to go do their daily routines.
Right.
So, you get a lot of, it affects them, that way emotionally. They're upset, they're disappointed, as any of us would be. They're not getting to do their normal routines and go do their normal activities.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it seems to have a domino effect. It really does. If you are short-staffed, and it can affect one person's day within a home, and it dominoes to the other clients within a home, and the anxieties and possible behaviors that happen from that. Really seems that it's a ripple effect, and it all stems back to the workforce shortage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, okay, that makes sense. So Emily, what are some great memories or some fond memories you have of working with John and other clients through ASC over the years?
Yeah, well, we have had a lot of vacations and gone to a lot of events and participated in a lot of community activities. I mean, we've gone to the beach together several years. Yeah. We have gone to concerts. We've gone, like I said, sporting events. Community activities. Yeah, and I'd say, what would your favorite be, John, that we go to?
Ocean Isle Beach.
Yeah, it would be the beach vacation that's his favorite. And it's very fulfilling when, especially we're at the beach and me and him, we're out in the ocean catching some waves. And, he expresses to me, I love this place.
I love Ocean Isle.
And, so it's just, we've made wonderful memories, and I've got to see him be very, very, very happy.
Wow.
So that's very, very
that's
very
amazing. It is. Not in so many jobs and industries in the world that you cannot provide that kind. You can't even really put it in a box. That's just invaluable experience, I think.
Absolutely.
And that's great to hear. So the beach is your favorite, huh?
The beach is your favorite.
Oh, man, you guys are riding some waves.
Catching waves by next summer.
Oh, man, I bet you're already looking forward to the next March.
Oh, yeah. Yes. We're planning it, yes.
Summer 2023.
Oh, there we go. Hey, it's already on the books, huh?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it and love your all story, and can't wait to hear more about the upcoming trips and fun times you all have together and everyone else.
Yes, thank you.
All right, and now we're joined with Mollie Taylor here down at Autism Services Center in Huntington, West Virginia. Mollie, thanks so much for joining us today and taking your time.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. If you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your relationship with your brother John, that'd be great.
Sure, absolutely. My name is Mollie Taylor. My brother is 7 years older than me, but I am his guardian. So our parents passed away when I was in high school and when John was finishing up high school. And that kind of has led to our shift from using Autism Services for a day program into a residential, which John has been a client in residential, probably about 20 years at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and for the folks that may not know, what the difference there between a day program compared to residential?
So when John was in the day program, when we were both living at home, after school, John would have somebody come over and help him with homework, take him out to the community, take him to the library to do homework, and just be there as a support and a resource so that my parents didn't have to do everything.
Right.
And also, because John's needs are special, really all humans' needs are special. So just because he does have autism, that's not even a primary part of who he is and what he likes.
Right.
So having ASC staff be able to come in and take John out of the home to do things he enjoyed, even as we were children. If I had a Girl Scout meeting, John wouldn't have to go and sit there.
Sure.
And if I had a soccer game, he wouldn't have to go and sit there. So it was really a blessing to my family and to me that my parents were able to attend my activities without John being left without or being bored, because there weren't iPads back then
right.
or anything like that to occupy attention. But ASC has always been part of my life, just being the younger sibling. who is now the guardian of my sibling.
Right. And he's been in residential for a while now, and yes, it's a little different, and
yes,
he does well there.
We've both grown up as he's been in the residential program, and we've had a really, really great time with that. I mean, I had some family members that helped lay the foundation for John to be in the home he's in. But once I was out of college and able to step in, I kind of learned the ropes from my aunts and uncles and have become the role of John's guardian and overseer of what programs and services he is using with ASC and making suggestions, and really just, we've had such a great time because of them and how they've monitored and helped John not have to sit out of things that he enjoys.
Right. Yeah, no, that's great. And we had spoken with him earlier and his longtime staff, and it's just, you can just see them light up when they talk about, their time together. And it just seems it's not just a career or a job, really. And I know I've said that, but it's a lifelong relationship in many ways, friendship, and
Absolutely.
It's like family almost, right?
It really is. Anytime I'm unsure of who's working with John on a given day, I know 5 people that I can call that'll tell me immediately, or put me in touch, or get John where he needs to go on the fly, because I have a relationship with his direct support staff as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they have been there, and we've all been there for and with each other and for John, so that he can have the life he wants to have.
Right. Yeah. With the help that he needs, but also to be his own self and do the things that he likes. It seems,
like for example, his roommate and John, they may not have abilities and interests in common.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to have John go out in the community to do what he wants, not just what the group is doing, has just really been paramount to his happiness and success. And
right. Yeah. It's everything. It seems very personable, and like you said too, where how many places where you can call and get background and talk and kind of specify what his likes and needs are and some things. It just seems like a kind of an ever-growing process that it seems very convenient in a lot of ways.
it is. It really is convenient. I mean, I think part of it is we're blessed to have family roots in Huntington.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel bad for people that are in communities that don't have such a great resource like Autism Services, and I know there's so many communities out there that don't even have a grasp on autistic individuals' needs and wants, and I mean, everything about Huntington is just such a great place for everything from therapy and support and care that, I mean, even finding a PCP that is familiar with autism in other communities would be difficult.
Right, yeah, they really do a great job all across the board, it seems. And kind of touching on that earlier, you had mentioned with folks that may not know, your legislators of the world, the folks that aren't as tuned in to how these worlds work. The workforce shortage in behavioral health is dire. It's very critical, as we touched on. But and we're talking about the effects of that when someone is, a couple of clients in a home, or with one staff, it's a lot of times, or 2 staff and three clients. It is a strain, and we just really can't stress enough how we need to address that shortage, I think. And it's kind of a domino effect. It affects all the guys in the house, affects everybody.
It turns into a safety issue. Honestly.
Absolutely.
I mean, if there was an incident and there wasn't anybody on hand to help assist with the incident, what do you do with the other person, or 3 people or 5 people?
Yep.
If you're one person responsible for too many people at once.
Right. It's kind of a nightmare scenario that
I mean, it could go so wrong so quickly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know if John gets his routine shifted in a way that he hasn't planned, it agitates him and it sticks with him all day long, sometimes for days, sometimes the whole week.
Yeah.
So having familiar faces that want to be working with him, and I mean, he really sees his staff as his friends, and they are his friends.
Absolutely.
And I am so happy that he has friends that are there for him and care about him and look out for him. And also they can tell me what's going on with him in ways that John sometimes can't express.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. And he's just such a charismatic guy. We just spoke with him earlier, and he's talking about his upcoming vacations, and you could just see in his face that he's just such a happy guy that seems to be.
He loves the vacation.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm sure you've heard all of his favorite spots and.
Yep, he really is.
And I trust the people that work with him because they have such a long-standing relationship to take him to. Yes, University of Kentucky basketball is fun. Mm-hmm. That's not my interest.
Right.
It's John's interest.
Yep.
So if somebody can take him out into the community and to events and to trips and everything, it makes him happy. Mm-hmm. It makes me happy because he's happy. And it's not taking me out of what I need to do to ensure John's happiness.
It makes total sense.
It's just, I'm sure parents would send their kid to a sleepover or a weekend trip with somebody for them to have fun.
Yep.
It's kind of no different than that, just with an adult instead of a teenager.
Right. Yeah. It seems that it provides a great service. It really does.
Absolutely.
And, it's great to hear about John, and that it's going well. But again, it's a ever changing kind of process, and
it is. There's been some navigating of the changes to legislation and providers and who can do what services and how much budget is allotted to various items. But it's kind of a constant battle to ensure that services go uninterrupted or to kind of catch up on shortfalls when there are changes made to those items. Because it really does affect John's overall happiness when anything changes or when he can't do the things that he likes and enjoys and that make him happy. And but everybody has those disappointments, but it kills me when he does. Yeah.
Oh, I totally understand. And again, these services really need to be adequately funded, and they need to be adequately, they have to have competitive wages for the things and create certain, invaluable services that they provide.
Because it's more than just the job; it's the people and the relationships.
Right.
And anytime that there's a new staff working with John, I'm invited to meet them and speak with them. And I've met a few people in the staff that's been with John as long as I can remember. Go, this is Mollie. She stops by sometimes. Mm-hmm. She takes John out. She's great. Which I love when they say that.
Oh, of course.
But John's just so easygoing and easy to get along with, and everyone loves working with him anyway.
Exactly.
So he's hard not to love, and I'm sure there's other clients that may be a little more difficult to love as easily, but people stick by and stick with them and stick with the company for decades.
Right.
Seems.
And that's not a coincidence, I don't think. And you don't want to fill these roles with just any people. You need the right people.
Exactly.
And they need to be
Exactly. My parents were very strong advocates for John, which has made it easy for me to want to do that for him as well. Mm-hmm. My parents were on boards and committees and just did everything in their power to give John a normal life, as they say. He graduated from Huntington High with a full regular diploma without any of the special needs changes. I remember math being a very difficult.
That's still hard for me too. So
exactly. Unfortunately, I'm a math person, but I was too young to be tutoring John at the time.
Right.
But he's had a great life with ASC, and I can't imagine our lives without it. Without the people, without the organization, without the support.
Yeah, well, that's great. Mollie, thanks for joining us today. It's great talking to you and learning more about your all story. It truly is inspiring. So
thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate
John
it.
inspires everyone.
He does,
He's
naturally, without trying.
He's the best.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.